A letter from a transgender person to their mother in their final moments. Dear Mother, I was only 9 or 10 years old when Father dragged me across the floor and threw me out of our home. I screamed, calling out for you, but you stood there, frozen, staring at me with fear and helplessness in your eyes. The only thing moving were your tears, unwilling to stop even in the face of Father's wrath. Each tear told me that you were heartbroken, that you hated what was happening. But you were powerless, bound by the weight of a society that dictated you must obey. Whenever the neighbors' taunts, the relatives' scorn, and the judgmental stares of strangers drove Father into a rage, he would beat me mercilessly with his black leather slipper. My body bore the bruises, my skin mapped with welts, and I would run to the small storage room, my only refuge in the house. When night fell, and Father's fury had subsided, you would sneak in, cradling me in your arms, tending to my wounds with your dapata. You would hold me close, comforting me, but as you tried to hush my sobs, your own broke free. In that tiny, dark room, our cries echoed together. We spoke a language of tears, mine filled with questions. Why was Father's hatred reserved only for me? Why, whenever guests arrived, was I locked away in a dark, cramped room like some unwanted possession? Why was their arrival a blessing for everyone but a curse for me? But you, Mother, never answered. You only looked at me with deep love, kissed my forehead, and held my hands as if to say, you are my beloved child. I would cry myself to sleep, always with the same unanswered question in my heart: what crime had I committed that made me unworthy of my Father's love? Every night, before drifting off in your embrace, I would make a silent wish, that morning never comes. Because when the sun rose, you would become that woman again, the one too afraid to love me openly, the one who feared Father and the world more than she loved her own child. The day Father banished me from our home, my only sin was that I had painted my lips with your red lipstick, draped your red scarf over my head, slipped your bangles onto my wrists, and giggled in delight as I walked around in your heels. But the moment Father saw me, he exploded in rage. He rained blows upon me, hurling insults, calling me disgraceful names. I begged for forgiveness, but he didn't listen. He dragged me to the doorstep, kicking and cursing, calling me a eunuch, as he threw me out. His final words to me were, "From today, you are dead to us." In that moment, my hands, desperately clutching at his feet, grew weak. My voice, pleading for mercy, fell silent. My tears dried up, for I knew one thing: Father never took back his words. And you, Mother, you lacked the strength to defy him. That was the last time I saw my home. From then on, I belonged to the streets, to a world where I was given a new name, Ali Shah, instead of Amjad. I was taken in by a guru, trained to dance and sing, watched constantly. But every chance I got, I ran back toward our home, only to stop at the doorstep, haunted by Father's last words. I would hide outside, watching you cook, longing for just one warm bite of the food you lovingly fed my siblings. My mouth would water as I watched you break fresh bread and place it into their eager hands. I, too, opened my mouth, imagining you would feed me. But that bite never came. I would settle for scraps, soaking dry, discarded pieces of bread with my own tears, pretending they were filled with a mother's love. Eid came and went, but I was never part of the celebration. Even when I lived at home, while my siblings received new clothes, gifts, and love, my hands always remained empty. Father handed out Eid money to everyone, but my palms never felt the weight of even a single coin. His hand rested lovingly on everyone's head, except mine. There was a bicycle, Father's bicycle. I would see it passing through the streets, and my heart would ache with the wish that just once, he would stop, look at me, and pull me into his arms. But he never did. As if being cast out wasn't punishment enough, I soon faced a torment that shattered even my soul. One day, so-called respectable men came and took me away. They stripped me of my dignity, their cruelty robbing me of the last fragments of my childhood. I was too small, too weak to fight back. Pain swallowed me whole, and when I woke up, I was back in the guru's house, my body broken, my spirit crushed. From that day on, the abuse became routine. I tried to run away, begged for work, searched for shelter, but doors slammed in my face. No one wanted to hire someone like me. The only place that ever took me back was the very world I wanted to escape. To society, my existence is an insult. Even when people curse one another, they say, "May your child be like them," as if my existence is a punishment. As if I am a mistake. But tell me, mother, am I not human? Do I not bleed red like everyone else? Was I not created by the same God? If so, then why is my life treated as less than human? Mother, I have spent my whole life trying to live. But now, I am tired. Tonight, I write to you with trembling hands. My body is frail, worn from years of suffering. There is an emptiness in my chest where love should have been. I have danced for people, begged for my dignity, endured pain that no soul should bear. But the greatest wound of all was not being loved. I will close my eyes soon, perhaps for the last time. I wonder, when I am gone, will you mourn me? Will your heart ache for the child you lost, the one you were too afraid to hold on to? Or will I remain what I have always been to this world, forgotten? Your lost child.